If you're a fan of spine-tingling tales, then you need to hear this chilling story of a soldier haunted by his past. This is not just any ghost story, it's a tale of a man who faced the horrors of war and returned home, only to find that the real battle had just begun. The battlefield may have been left behind, but the echoes of the past followed him, creeping into his everyday life, turning his nights into a living nightmare. It started with a whisper, "Sergeant, you left us behind." The voice was faint at first, almost like a distant memory trying to resurface. David, a seasoned soldier, initially dismissed it as a figment of his imagination, a trick his mind was playing on him. But as the nights wore on, the whispers became more persistent, more insistent, as if the very walls of his home were trying to communicate with him. David looked around, but saw no one. The voice grew louder each night. It was no longer just a whisper, it was a call, a plea from the shadows. He would wake up in a cold sweat, his heart pounding, his mind racing. The voice seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere all at once, filling the room with an eerie presence that sent shivers down his spine. Soon he felt a cold presence, especially in his bedroom. The whispers turned into taunts. "You abandoned us." The air in his room grew colder, and he could feel an invisible weight pressing down on him. It was as if the very essence of his fallen comrades had come back to haunt him, to remind him of the promises he couldn't keep, the lives he couldn't save. David became obsessed with his past, poring over old photos. He saw ghostly figures of his fallen comrades, their faces twisted in accusation. Each photograph seemed to tell a story of its own, a story of bravery, sacrifice and loss. The faces of his comrades, once filled with life and hope, now stared back at him with hollow eyes, their expressions a haunting reminder of the price of war. Years ago, he had survived an ambush that claimed his entire squad. The memory fused with his current fears, driving him to the edge. The ambush was a day that had changed his life forever, a day that had left scars not just on his body but on his